There are so many of you, so many of us, walking through our day to day, sincerely, sincerely believing that there is something wrong with us, sincerely believing that we are a burden, that we are bad, that we are broken, that there's something seriously negative and bad about us, believing that other people would be better off if we weren't here, believing that our lives don't matter, believing that no matter what we do, no matter how hard we try, no matter how good we become, we will just never ever be good enough. And this is something that I've lived with for my entire life. I'm a therapist, and I became a therapist because I struggled with this. I've struggled with this since I was a little kid. When I was a little girl, from as young as I can remember, I hated myself. I had no concept, no idea of anything other than I am bad. No one would ever want me. No one would ever love me. I would never be enough. And that came from the experiences that happened in my childhood, the people that I was surrounded with, who I grew up around, the family I was born into. Based on the experiences that you have and the messages that you end up hearing and learning and taking in, you start to form an identity. You start to form a belief. You start to form these concepts and ideas of who you are and how you are and why you are and what you are, and so on and so forth. And I think one of the hardest lessons that I ever had to learn, a lesson that I'm still learning, the reason I became a therapist, the reason why I care so deeply about helping people, is because what I eventually learned, what I'm still learning, what I'm still trying so hard to embed into my nervous system, is that it wasn't my fault. I was reading this baby book of mine my mom made a baby book for me, and she was writing out all of these things about me when I was a newborn, and all of these things about when I was a toddler. I think I went up to the age of like 5. And I'm reading these things that she wrote, and it was really, I mean, I boo-hooed. I ugly cried reading that because I had never seen it. I never read it. So I'm reading it, and I'm looking at the person that I am now. And I'm looking at all of the hurt that I went through, and all of the pain, and all of the destructive beliefs that I developed about myself. And I'm reading this book. Bianca was a natural leader. Bianca was charismatic. Everybody loved her. When anyone walked in a room, she was the first one that they wanted to go see. At school, she had so many friends. The teachers adored her. She's a natural born leader. All of these really beautiful, wonderful things. And it felt like cognitive dissonance because I'm reading these things about who I naturally was. I was social and outgoing, and everybody loved me. And I was charming, and I was fun, and I was happy all the time. And then I look at when I was 8, when I was 10, when I was 13, 16, 20, 25, and I'm like, how did that happen? How did I go from this happy, bubbly, charismatic little leader at 3, 4, 5 years old to being someone who hated herself so much that she sincerely believed that she was a burden, that the world would be better off without her, and that nobody would ever love her, that she would never, ever be good enough and never be wanted. And the thing that I realized was it was never me. The person that I became, it wasn't because I actually was a bad person. It was because I was in environments that ripped that beautiful little leader, that beautiful little girl out of me and turned me into that broken shell of a human being that I became. And if you're watching this, the same thing probably happened to you. I have a mentor that I've been working with, and he's a coach, but he's a mentor of mine that I've been working with for 7 years. And something that he said was, Bianca, you were never the source of the toxins. You became harmful and toxic, quote unquote, because of the environment that you were swimming in, but you were never the source. It wasn't because of you. You did what you did. You became what you became because of the things that were happening around you. And that's probably true for you too. If you look back on your life, what happened? Were you naturally the person that you are, the person that you don't like? Were you naturally doing the things that you're doing now that you're not happy with? Probably not. Probably not. Things probably happened in your life that led you to the space and the place that you're in today, which means it wasn't your fault, which means you're not a burden. It wasn't because of you. It's because of what happened to you. And if it's not because of you and it's because of what happened to you, it means that you can change it. You can go back to that younger version of you, the one that you probably reflect on and cry about because what the fuck happened? How did that happen? How did you go from that beautiful little being to this person that you are now? It means that it wasn't because of you. And that means there is something that you can do. And you're not going to believe it right away. I didn't. I still till this day have to work so hard on myself every single day to help that part of me heal, to help the parts of me, using IFS language, helping my burdened parts, my protector parts, really realize that we were never bad after all. It was never that we actually were bad or not enough. It was that we were broken. The world broke us. Our environment broke us. The people in our life broke us. And then we did things in the aftermath as a result of all of that, cause and effect. But the beautiful thing about that is it means you can get out of it. And I work on it every day, and you're going to have to work on it every single day. But the thing that you need to remember, the thing that I desperately need you to remember, to sear into your brain every single day, is that there is a way out. It didn't start with you. And that means that you can heal. And even if it did start with you, you still can heal. But if you're watching this, it probably didn't start with you. It probably was a result of all of the things that had happened to you. If you feel like a burden, it's because of the things that have happened to you and the way that you reacted as a result of not having the tools and the skills and the resources and the environment to help you get out and to help you do better. There is a way out of this. I've done almost 7,000 therapy sessions over the last almost 10 years. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen people radically transform their lives because they finally learned it too. For the majority of my clients, it wasn't their fault. It is their responsibility to fix it, but it was never their fault. They weren't the source of the toxins. And the same is true for you. And where you start is by looking back on your life and sincerely asking, if someone else were to have made a movie about me and see what happened, would they tell me it was my fault, or would they say that terrible things happened to you that made you do what you did? Not to take off responsibility for your choices, because yes, we do have to take responsibility for what we did. But why did you do what you did? If you had better resources, if you had a better environment, maybe if you had better parents or caregivers, would you still have become who you became? For me, the answer was absolutely not. I naturally was a leader. I was charismatic. I was all of these wonderful things until I wasn't. And I guarantee the truth is the same for you. I guarantee it is. It didn't start with you, but you can do something about it. You don't have to feel like a burden anymore, because you were never actually a burden. You were someone who experienced so much hurt and so much harm, and you didn't have the skills and the resources to navigate the really big feelings that you had, that no one taught you to manage and navigate. But you can start today. If this resonated with you, drop a comment down below. Let me know what came up. If it's just me too, say that. Me too. Me too. And if you want help navigating this, send me a DM, Evolve with Bianca. Let's get you started. Let's get you on a path to stop feeling like a burden for a problem you never started. I'll see you guys next time.